Hello, good morning everyone. I welcome all of you to the lecture Web Design and Analytics. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the text formatting. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the CSS and now the text formatting. Text formatting using CSS. First we will see the introduction of text formatting. In this you will pick up the 15 new CSS property in these presentations and used to manipulate the appearance of the text, appearance of the design, appearance of the background. You all will be changed with the help of CSS properties. And related to the text properties, we are looking here the 15 properties. You have to keep in mind all these properties to do the good practice of the text formatting with the help of CSS. Along the way, you will also learn how to use more powerful selectors. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the selectors. Selectors before curly bracket, we use the selector, and that selector is very much important because the effect of the text formatting will fall on the selector's properties, on the selector, and inside that we have to target the properties. So the powerful selector for the targeting element in a particular context and with a specific ID or class name. The nature of web making specifying strictly, if not downrighting frustrating, particularly if you have experience designing for print or for web, or even formatting the text in a word processing program, then you will not frustrating. So we need a practice to become expert in this. There is no way to know for sure whether the font you specify will be available or how large or small the type will appear when it hits your browser. It is difficult, though you have selected a proper font in the CSS, but accordingly the browser's user will find that output in their browser that will maybe not appear as it is as you have given through the CSS properties. We will address the break practice dealings with challenging as we go along. Now you see the font properties. At a glance you can find the font related properties. Font family, all it is written font and hyphen, font hyphen family, font dash size, font dash weight, font dash style, font dash variant, font. All these are the properties related to the font. We will see all these one by one. When I design the text document for print or the web, one of the first thing I do is specify font. First of all, we need to specify the font of the text which will appear into the browser. In CSS, fonts are specified using a little bundle of font related properties for typeface, size, weight, and font style. For typeface, suppose how the font face will be look like, how the size, big font, small font, weight of the font, as well as the font style we can find into the font family. There is always shortcut property that let you specify all of the font attribute in one of the loop. So in one fell swoop, you look at the Black Bistro website. There are some contents appear. This is the title, summer menu, and in this appetizer, main course, all these are the available, and before and after. This is the figure 12.1 before and after view of Black Bistro. That will be working on this. We have already seen this example in some previous lectures. So Black Goose Bistro Summers menu. This will appear after applying the CSS. This is appeared here. You see the main course. The main course we have to write like this. To write like this, or to change the appearance of the text, to change the appearance of the content, we have to use their CSS. Here CSS is used. Some similar kind of a web page we can design with the help of CSS. Now specifying the font name. How to specify the font name? In font family, there we need value, default values, one more font or generic font family name separated by comma. Comma will separate like this. Arial font is used here. Font family Arial, body font family is Arial. Or default, depends on the browser. Browser itself display the default font. Suppose you have not entered any font family or font properties, then program itself display according to the browser's font, according to the browser's rules. Font will be displayed there. Applies to all element. It will applies to all element and inherit. It will inherit if we have already given somewhere the font family name like Arial, that will inherit to the following contents. Use the font family property to specify a font or list of fonts known as font stack. Whenever you will use the font properties to specify the font list, then that is the font stack. We can say this is the font stack. This is the font stack, we can say it. So for example, body is the selector. For all body, font family will Arial. Another selector is TT, font family Courier and monospace. Another type P, font family Duru Sang, Vardhana and Sans Serif. All these are the font families. We can say font stack here. Here are some important syntax requirement. All font name with exceptions of generic font families must be capabilities. For example, use Arial instead of the font Arial. We have to use like this instead of this Arial. A is capital there. Use commas to separate the multiple font name as shown in the second example. You see here the font name is separated by comma in this example, you can see, as well as in this example you can see. choose the type space or font family as it is called in CSS for your text is a good place to start. Let us begin with the font family properties and its value. Notice that font name that contain a character space such as in a previous example Durusan, in the third example is given, must appear within the quotations mark. When the character space is there in the font, then we have to write that font in the double quotation as here is given. Now see a word about the property listing. Each new property listing in this book is accomplished by information on how is the behave and how to use it. Here is a quick explanations of each part of the property listing. Values default applies to and inherit. We have already discussed this all point in some previous lecture. Values, these are the acceptable values for the property. Predefined keyboard values appear in the code font. For example, small, italic, small cap, all these are the values of the font family and must be typed in the exactly as shown in previous. We have to write exactly like this. Default, there is the value that will be used for the property by default, that is if no other value is specified. Note that the default browser style sheet value may vary from the default defined in the CSS. If we set the default font default, then all fonts which you have written into the CSS will be ignored and accordingly the browser will display that. In such a case, if we use inherit, previous properties will be passed down to the selected element and that will deselect. We have already seen that inheritance. Applied to, some properties apply only to certain type of element such as block or table element. You might be asking why specify more than one font. That's a good questions and it will bring us to one of the challenge for specifying the font for the web page. Why we need a number of fonts. Whenever suppose there is a missing one of the font from the browser, another font may be accept from our CSS file to the user's browsers. So we have to use a number of font, more than one font there. There are some limitations. Browser are limited to displaying the font they have access to. Therefore, we have to add the multiple font in a same selectors. So, if in a browser may not support to one font, in that case another font may be supported by that browser from the user side. So we are selecting number of fonts in that. Traditionally, that means the font that were already installed on the user's hard drive. In 2010, however, there was a boom in browser support for embedded web font using CSS font face rule. So it became possible for designer to provide their own font. In 2010's example, the people were keeping font in their hard disk and that font embed with the CSS, embed with the web page, and that was very easy to display their font in the users browsers. See the say hello to the web font sidebar. For more information you can find one of the example is given here in this book. Say hello to web font. The ability to provide your own font for use on web page has been around since 1998, but it was never feasible due to the browser inconsistencies. Fortunate that the story has changed and now the web font are perfectly viable options. The web has never looked better. There is no lot to say about the web font, so that the sidebar is merely introduced to the highlight, starting with the challenges. Suppose we have kept our font into the browsers, there are some challenges to the browsers. Browsers not support to all the fonts, so this is the very challenging task to design the use our font into that. How host your own? How to host our own fonts? uh, in the host your own options, you find the font you want, but put it on your server in all the requirement format and link it to your web page using the css @font face rule. Through this which servers you will use, from that servers you have to host the font onto the browser, so that font will be displayed. As here in this step there are 4 steps. First, find the font, then save it in multiple format, and then upload to server. Once upload to server, then write the code for that font like this: @font face, font family, font name, URL from where you will download that font, format, embedded types, URL, all URLs, and then close the properties of the font face selector. Then you will just refers to establish the font name in your rules, like to p equal to font name. Similar kind of font we will apply to the paragraph. Once you have followed all these 4 steps to embed the font, use a font embedding service for embedding your own font into the website. Generic font families, that's lots option. Some other sans serif font bear more discuss. This font is more discussed. Sans serif is just one of the 5 generic font family that you can specify with a font family properties. When you specify generic font family, browser choose an available font from the stylistic category. So you see here serif font is selected, like example Times New Roman, Georgia. Serif typeface have decorative slab like appendage serifs on the end of certain letter stroke. You will see some letter stroke. Here you see serif font stroke. This H is different from this sans serif. So to do like these letters, we have to use this font sans serif. If monospace we use, then you see this is different from this proportional font. In sans serif, the straight stroke, but in serif, decorative serif stroke. All this because of this generic font families. Sans serif, example Arial Black, Verdana, Tribochet, MS. All these are the sans serif fonts, and serif fonts Times New Roman, and Georgia. And monospace fonts are Courier New, and Anandle Mono. All these fonts not in the Microsoft Word, but some of it are available. You may find in the Microsoft Suppose we went here, you see font Times New Roman, Arial, and many more fonts are there which we consider to display into the browsers. To display the font into the browsers, we have to follow all these rules. We have to design our font. Now, font stack strategies. We know, I already said to you, suppose font family we are adding and font stack, one of the font will be displayed into the browser from this list. So we have used multiple font onto the same selector, onto the same properties. This is the property, font family is the property attributes, and it has value Futura, Universa, Thoma. All these I have added here, but from only one will be selected from this list according to the browser support. According to the browser support, if browser not supported to this font, then this will display. If not support to this font, this may display. One of from this list will be selected. A good font stack should be included stylistically related to the font that are known to be installed on the most computer. The best practice for specifying the font on the web page is to start with your first choice. First choice you have to select on the first, then second, and end with generic font family that at least get users in the right stylings. This is the generic font family. Generic font family, you know, we have seen all these are the generic font family: Serif, Sans Serif, Monospace, Cursive, and Fantasy. In this generic font family, there are the number of font families. In Serif, there are Times New Roman, and Georgia. These are the fonts available in this font family. Serif, Sans Serif, this is included with Arial Black, and Monospace included with Courier. So similar kind of font family we have to add at the last value. For example, you want an upright sans serif font, you might start with your favorite font, Futura. You have written here Futura because this you need, and list a few that are more common, and more common fonts we have added here: Universal, Thomas, Geneva, and finish with the generic sans finish. These are there is no limit to the number of font you can include, but many designers strive to keep it under the 10. There is no limit, but most of the designers use the 10 font in that list. Complete guide to pre-install the font in Linux window is given in this source. You can use this source how to install the font into the Windows. Better CSS font stack is here by Nathan Ford. You can download from this link. Formatting menu. Now this is the exercise. You have to follow this exercise and become an expert into the CSS for designing websites. Here is the head, title, style. Style is written inside. We can also written style inside it close. Style body equal to font family. They have written here. Suppose I have taken this. Now in style we can write this font family. We can also give the link for heading. And you see body font family H1 is given here for paragraph. In style we can add this. But we need one paragraph to add there. Some content where we will add there. Body, we will close this body tag. Here close. HTML close. CSSP.html. Where we have saved this file, this address we need. Now put it into the browser and CSSP.html. Now see, all this is appear according to the properties which we have written. Font, here first Vardhana font is selected by the browser, as well as we can also use for practice purpose H1. So we will add here in body below this H1, and same content we will add there in this, and at here we are going to stop the heading text effect. Now you see the font style of this and font style of this is changed. We have added there CSS file. Hope this is visible to you. So similarly, you can see the font family Marco 1 we have added, and Vardhana we have added in the body tag. Now specifying font size. How to specify the font size? Use the aptly name font size property to specify the size of the text. Font size values length unit percentage xx small, x small, small, medium, large, x large, xx large, smaller, larger, inherit. These are the unit. These are the values of the font size. So we can use aptly font. These are the aptly styles. You can select from anyone from this. If default is written, then medium font value, suppose we have written default, then medium will be displayed. Apply to all element. Inherit, yes, it can be inherit similar as a font style. Now font size, you can specify the text size in several way, like this. H1 font size 1.5 em, we can select this. As suppose we add here in this style this, or by separating the comma we can also add, as by separating the semicolon we can also add. Now you see what will happen at here. The font size became small. Similarly, we can use the font size in the CSS, so you will understand and display very well. When specifying the number of unit, be sure until abbreviation indirectly follow the number with no exact character space in between. Directly we can follow the number. As percentage value size of the down from the element default or inherited font size. Suppose we are adding the percentage. Then you see no changes appear. Similar font size is there as percentage, and by this and this is same size. Using one of the absolute keyword like xx small, x small, x small, all these we can also add. Now we will see this one here, so which will be appear into the browser. There may be inheritance, yeah, they are inheriting, so it is not taking the font style as we are changing, so we need to add here and here. Now you see the output is the same, if I saved it or not.
adopt this type of system. Not only remove the purpose of
So no effect is there.
languages, sentences,
Font size X large. Now we will make here XX large, then we'll find
they can recognize your voice. What to say?
it is become larger. Now we will add here X small, X small, X small, then this font will be small. You see this became very small, and XX small. Suppose we have written there XX small, then you see this will become very small. I am repressing now, again it become very small. So these are the font styles: X large, larger. We can also use larger or smaller. We can also use larger or smaller. It is became larger.
They can manage their self in any situation. So just you can read that point. If anybody have a question regarding that point, ask me.
So these are the font properties.
I will give you 5 minutes.
Percentage value for font size H1 parent element body has been specifying as 100% of the default text size. Generally 16 pixel is the 100% pixel size. In H1 inheritance the 16 pixel size from the body element and applying 150 font size value multiple inherited value. So 24 pixels. Suppose 100% we have added there, and what will be there we will see into the where we will add that
Yes, okay.
body.
Yes, Kalyani, Kalpesh,
Now we will make it comment.
yes, sir. Robots are able to perform the task automatically. They have sensors to detect physical data from the real world, such as light, heat, temperature, sound, burn, and pressure. They have efficient processors, multiple sensors.
Now this is the 100% body, and this one is the H1 150%. We have given the font size.
Robots can make also programs
CSS unit of measurement. CSS3 provide variety of unit measurement. They fall into two broad categories: absolute and relative. These two categories are there. So we have to understood this: relative unit and absolute unit. For pixel, EM, EX, REM, CH, VW, all are similar in absolute value. Relative unit, pixel. Pixel consider the relative in CSS 2.1 because it varies with display resolution. Pixel value varies with a display resolution, and EM unit measure the equal to the current font size. Whatever the previous font we have used, that inherit in the EM, and similar kind of font size will be considered into the EM unit. EX, height, approximately the height of the lowercase x in font size. EX we can use for the height of the characters, lowercase letter. The following units are new in the CSS3 browser. Supported may be a while or ramp up. RIM, root EM, equal to the EM size of the root element in HTML. REM we can use for root element size, like HTML headings, from where our program is started. That size also we can modify with the help of REM. CH, zero width, equal to the width of the zero in current fonts and size. CH is used for width, zero width. VW, viewport width unit, equal to 1/100 of current viewport browser window width, and viewport height unit, equal to the 1/100 of the current viewport height, and VM, viewport minimum unit, equal to the value of VW or VH, whichever is smaller. All these units are to make the font size small or big. We can use this value into the font size. Absolute unit have predefined meaning of real world equivalent. PX is pixel defined as absolute measurement, equal to 1/96 of inch in CSS3. It is measure the in inch, 1/96 inch. If we write the PX, PT 0.1/17 inch in CSS 2.1, and PC, Picas, 1 Picas equal to 12 point font. We know there the font size we generally measure into the point. This is 12 point, 8 point, 13 point, 72 point, likewise. So this is equal to 1 Picas equal to 12 point. So 1 Picas we can write, suppose we want the font size 12 point. So this is this word. Now 1 Picas. millimeter, cm centimeter, and EIN inches. We can use these absolute unit to avoid for the web page style sheet, because they are not relevant on the computer screen. However, if you are creating a style sheet to be used when the document is printed, they may be just the ticket. Very small will be print. So we should avoid this absolute unit into the browser or print. If we take the print of that output, that will display very small as a ticket. Did you happen to notice that the pixel PX is in both of these list? PX is in both the list, and that's because the W3 has not quite made up their mind. Definition aside, in practice pixel work as an absolute measurement that is not as feasible as true relative unit. So this is in both the cases. PX is in both the cases absolute as well as relative unit, but according to the W3 school, this is not here. PX, it should be an absolute value. Pixel is absolute, we have to give the absolute value there. So If you have any questions regarding the text formatting, you can ask. In next lecture, we are going to discuss about EM measurement, emphasizing measurement. Do you have any question regarding this unit measurement? Size. In today's lecture, we discuss about the font size and font style.
Yes, sir.
If you have any question regarding this, you can ask. In this font family, we have seen serif, sans, monospace as well. You can ask questions related to this point if you not understood this. Font properties. Font family and font size we have studied, and in next lecture we will see the remaining portion of this.
Hello. सर
Yes,
नेक्स्ट पार्ट आम्ही वाचून घेतो, तुम्ही प्रॅक्टिकल करून दाखवा.
कोणत्याचं प्रॅक्टिकल करायचं?
नेक्स्ट पार्ट जो असेल तो.
त्याचं डायरेक्ट प्रॅक्टिकल का? This practical is not difficult as you are feeling. You see, all this practical we have just performed on the single page. You see here, we have just added inline style sheet and the size and font family. How to add font family and how to add font size in the web page with the help of CSS. We have already studied this. So in next lecture again we will see some important properties as well as their practical also. Again, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Is there any other question? Is there any other question?
No.
I am sharing this file with you through the classroom. You can find this practical file also. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.